Welcome to the show. Today we're going to do a What Happened To episode. There was something that came across my TikTok feed.
So this TikToker, her name's April. She's got about 200,000 followers and what appears to be a pretty awesome family here. But unfortunately, things in the family have been rocky for a while. And one day, allegedly, she asks her husband for a divorce. 2 weeks later, April and her husband were still living together. And they get into a fight. And they go in the bathroom and they close the door to continue the fight in private away from the kids.
The thing is, everything here on earth is recorded. So just because somebody do something in the dark doesn't mean it can't come to light. Everything is seen. And if you can read energy, you can read the book of the universe. So today, we're going to find out. Off to the side, I have a picture. And as I looked at that picture, I communicated with it and I can feel the energy. All I can think of is you're beautiful and you deserve so much better. Yeah. The King of Pentacles in the Hierophant. The way it fell is, it fell like this on its stomach. And the two cards that fell was the Hierophant and the King of Pentacles. Basically, when I flipped it, it was like this. When you look at this King of Pentacles, you see this beautiful girl sitting on this older gentleman's lap. The King of Pentacles is a Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. I'm not sure their zodiacs. Zodiacs really don't matter. It's not what we care about. Anybody can be any zodiac at any time. It's all energy. Usually when I see this, I think of somebody that has their finances together. A boss. It's like a boss energy. Somebody that's on their shit. In a traditional deck, the Hierophant is a little different. See, but this King of Pentacles is somebody that, in this deck, is somebody that has the money and they're willing to pay for the shit they want. That's how I look at this particular King of Pentacles. In a traditional deck, the King of Pentacles is by themselves. Shit is growing. They have their shit together. Like I said, boss energy. The Hierophant fell on top of this. In the traditional deck, the Hierophant, I would see that as like a contract, marriage, right? So either somebody was thinking about this contract that's between these two people. If you look at this Hierophant, this particular one, is like a confession being made. And if you look at the person inside of the booth, they're shocked, mouth wide open. This King of Pentacles, there's somebody younger sitting on an older man's lap because this older man may have the coins, right? So this beautiful woman is sitting on his lap. The Hierophant fell on top of the King of Pentacles like this. Maybe there was a confession being made. Somebody was shocked. I said that already, but it's a bulletin point for me. On the traditional Hierophant, it's two people and then like one pastor in between these two people or one priest in between these two people, whatever you want to call it. And it's almost like a ceremony being given. When you're at a wedding, you have your priest, your pastor, and you have your wife, husband, wife, whatever you want to call it. That's not what's happening here. This Hierophant, there's a confession being made. A confession was made to this King of Pentacles. Somebody was shocked. A confession can be anything. I have somebody else. I don't love you no more. Anything, right? Somebody was shocked. Whoever was the King of Pentacles in this relationship, maybe this is how they saw themselves with this person. Maybe he's older. I don't really know that for sure. Maybe she's the beautiful one. Maybe this is how they got along with each other. Loving. This is how the King of Pentacles saw them. But then there was a confession and somebody was shocked. Tell me more about this King of Pentacles. Love it. The Ten of Swords. Look at this Ten of Swords. In a traditional deck, the Ten of Swords is a character with 10 swords in their back and they're out of there. For social media purposes, we won't say. But when you have 10 swords stuck in you, most likely you're not going to survive. The Ten of Swords popped out for this King of Pentacles. It's almost like, again, go back to somebody being shocked. The Hierophant. What's the Hierophant? What came out was the Ace of Wands. If you look at this card again, somebody was shocked. The Ace of Wands. The traditional tarot deck, Ace of Wands, is for me, passion. It could be any type of passion. It could be passion for someone. It could be sexual passion. It could be like new beginnings. I feel like I'm starting to get this now. Maybe their argument was about somebody moving on, somebody being over their person. And one person couldn't believe it because how could you be over me? We're like this. Somebody was shocked. The Hierophant was clarified by this. I call it an Ace of Wands, but in this deck, it's the One of Wands. When you look at this woman, but what's on her mind is, what do you see on that TV? Then it's wow, like because somebody's shocked about it. What do you do when you get in arguments with people that you want it to be over, but it's not over? Maybe you've moved on, but your partner hadn't moved on. Maybe you started dating other people. Maybe you started seeing other people. Maybe for a long time, you only saw your partner's stuff, but then you're not with this particular partner anymore, so you start seeing other people's stuff. Nothing's wrong with that, right? Or maybe something happens where one of the partners find out something and they're shocked. But then again, we talked about a confession being made. Maybe this confession brought shock to someone. Maybe that confession brought shock to this King of Pentacles, which thought about ending something or someone. The King of Pentacles was clarified by the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is ending someone. In the traditional deck, the Ten of Swords has someone literally unalived with 10 swords in their back. So maybe this confession, remember, the confession landed on top of the King of Swords. So either one or both confessed to something. The King of Pentacles said, somebody has to go. I asked, what was this Hierophant? What was this confession? What was this Hierophant? The One of Swords. When I see that, when I see like the Ace of Swords in a traditional deck, I tend to go with somebody wants to have sex, or they're having sex, or they're doing something, right? So maybe a confession was around like, hey, I'm seeing somebody. Hey, I got something different. Hey, you can't keep coming up over here. You can't keep showing up because this is over. This is done. I'm trying to move on with my life. What happened after that confession? What flew out was the Knight of Cups. On this card, it says, I'm back, bitches. Somebody going between two worlds. Maybe this person knew that somebody was trying to move on. So even though they were trying to like split up or whatever they were going through, maybe this person was going back and forth though. They were going back and forth because this person knew that, well, they're trying to move on. I don't want them to be with anybody though. Or maybe we'll get back together at some point. So let me keep my energy around. So this person kept going back and forth. Maybe it was him. Maybe he got caught up or he confessed, which is why he kept coming back and forth, because in his mind, he felt like, well, maybe we'll get back together. Maybe there's going to be a chance for us to rekindle this. So even though she's upset, or even though we're going to split up, we're going to remain friends. And at some point, this all will work out. The Knight of Cups is like a love offer. In a traditional deck, this is somebody bringing you a love offer. What happened after this confession? The Knight of Cups. Somebody kept going back and forth. One home, back home. One home, back home. They're going back and forth. So this person started being loving again and trying to be loving. At first, I felt like, was it her? Was it her who made a confession about somebody else? But now, no. As I'm seeing this, I think the reason they were splitting up is because either something happened where he got caught or he confessed, and maybe she didn't want it. Even though she didn't want it, she wanted to remain friendly. My question is, did she want to remain friendly because she was afraid of how he would react? I don't know that. But I do know she wanted to remain friendly. This allowed him to go back and forth. This allowed him to be in that energy of, hey, bitches, I'm back. Honey, I'm home. What did she think about this Knight of Cups? I got the Two of Swords in reverse. That's somebody that's not confused. The Two of Swords upright would be somebody that's confused. The Two of Swords in reverse is somebody that's not confused, right? In the traditional deck. But this is a different deck. In this deck, it's a guy flipping you off saying, I am Zen, fuck off. But it was in reverse. So that tells me she was confused a little bit. Because this person is saying, going between two worlds and saying I love you, it confused her a little bit. So she wasn't Zen and she wasn't telling him to fuck off. The Knight of Wands, however, she wasn't giving him any sexual energy. She wasn't giving him any sexual passion. She wasn't leading him on. She was confused. She didn't want to say fuck off and I'm done with you, but she wasn't giving him sexual passion and leading him on. And like, when he comes over, I'm going to fuck you or shit like that. She wasn't doing that. What happened when they went in that bathroom? What happened when they went in that? So if you guys could see this, the Three of Cups landed on that Two of Swords in reverse. Also, it touched that Ten of Swords. The Three of Cups is my cards of like a reunion. In a traditional deck, it's like being in a reunion, right? Now, there was also another card that landed on top of that Ten of Swords, but it was face down. We're going to flip it right now. When they went in that bathroom, it was talking about the family and being in a reunion. It landed on top of that Ten of Swords, though. Maybe they were arguing about them being back together and being a family again. The Ten of Pentacles. It was face down, so it was almost like, imagine talking to somebody, but trying to hide that you want to be a family again. What I'm thinking is, he was communicating or getting upset because maybe she didn't want to be a family and reuniting with him. Even though she didn't admit that, I could possibly be a little confused about it. But she was good. What was the result of her denying this family and reunion? What was the result of that? What flew out was the King of Swords. Look at this King of Swords. She looked like somebody that's pissed, right? In a traditional deck, the King of Swords would be that person that is angry, controlling, or some people would see them in that they are stern. Remember, it's a king that's carrying a sword. That's somebody you don't play with, right? This person got upset, got angry. In this deck, this King of Swords looked like somebody, like a bad boy, a bad guy. Angry. Maybe when they talked about this family and this reunion and she was like, nah, I'm good. It's over. This King of Swords flew out over here to this Hierophant and this One of Wands. So that almost tells me like, maybe they going back and forth, and he bringing it up and she like, no, I'm good. I'm kind of moving on and I might have found somebody that I like. I might have found somebody that I'm seeing. This King of Swords is angry. Remember, it started out as the King of Pentacles. So he goes from this King of Pentacles, this person that has, their finances, maybe has their things together, somebody that is in his boss energy, to somebody that is upset, angry, ready to do some bad things. It lands right over here by this confession card and this One of Wands. Remember, somebody was shocked. Now, what did this King of Swords energy do? I'm not going to take this just because I don't like I didn't get a full shuffle of it. But the card that it showed me was, hey, bitch. If you look closely again, somebody was shocked as they say, hey, bitch. That's the Page of Wands. That's somebody probably being a little immature. What are you trying to tell me about this King of Swords? Please and thank you. He started judging this situation. He started judging, I'm coming in, I'm showing you all of this love. You won't give me no sexual energy or show me any passion. You acting like you're not confused about me. You don't want to be in this family no more. You don't want to have a reunion with me. He started being judging. He started judging her. He started putting her up and started judging her. What was his judgment? The Queen of Cups. Stagnant. He felt like she's not a giver anymore. She's not loving. Basically, it's almost like when you feel like you're losing somebody, it was like that. So what did it cause him to do when he felt that way? I thought I was going to be more talking about April Holt. That's not the case. Eight of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune. It's almost like it says, Mm. In a traditional deck, the Eight of Pentacles would be like somebody working on something, right? I asked, what did it cause him to do? Eight of Pentacles. The Wheel of Fortune in a traditional deck is like somebody getting their finances together, or it's just this wheel, a wheel and then a fortune. And when you look at this Wheel of Fortune in this deck, this is a man holding a gun to a woman, right? What came out on that was the Eight of Pentacles. Like, they're going to work on this Wheel of Fortune. They're going to work on this Wheel of Fortune. Like, I'm not reading these cards like the traditional deck. It would mean something totally different. But with this deck, I'm looking at the pictures and reading it, right? This man is going to work. Like, this man is working the pole. He's going to work on this Wheel of Fortune. If you look at this Wheel of Fortune, he's holding this gun and he's aiming it at this girl. Do you think he's going to hit that cigarette? Listen to me. I'm getting chills. He's holding a gun, aiming it at this girl. She has her hands behind her back. My mind just said accident waiting to happen. If he's holding a gun, do you think he's going to hit that cigarette butt when he shoots that shotgun? That cigarette butt's in her mouth and he's holding a shotgun to shoot it. Accident waiting to happen. He's going to work on an accident. He was so angry. Oh. He's going to work on an accident. That's his Wheel of Fortune. His Wheel of Fortune was, I'm going to work to get rid of her, but it's going to look like an accident. These cards landed over here on the King of Swords. There's 78 cards in this deck. You're watching me throw these down. And these are the cards that came out. Show me this Wheel of Fortune. What do you have? What can you say about it? The Wheel of Fortune. It happened when he said, it's almost like when he figured out maybe they wouldn't be getting back together. Oh, she's happy by herself. When he got into that mode of, remember we saw this card earlier, hey bitch, remember it picked his face out and I was like, I'm not going to take it, but it showed me this, like being angry. So maybe he started acting immature. That's when he came up. That's when he schemed it. That's when he schemed it. Accident waiting to happen. Again, the shotgun isn't going to hit that cigarette. The cards don't lie. What does April have to say? What does April have to say? I'll peek at this. This is how it landed. He gave me 2 cards. The first card I saw was game over. And I'm getting fucking chills. Three of Pentacles was under the game over card. If you look at this Three of Pentacles, there's eyes everywhere. Because it's almost like getting your story told and now everybody can see you. April said game over. Now everybody can judge you. I thought I was going to be talking to April and about April. I think his name's Donovan. I don't even know his name. April said game over. Now everybody can see you. I'm just a messenger.